colorful socks, pretty socks, diabetic socks, funky socks, funny socks, socks, and more socks. Welcome to another episode of Virtual India Sourcing Show. My name is Meghla Bhardwaj, and I'm your host. And if you haven't guessed it already, the supplier that we're going to be introducing to you today makes socks. On Virtual India Sourcing Show, we bring to you vetted export manufacturers from India. Margaret and Kevin, how are you guys doing today?
I'm really excited for all these socks because there are so many fantastic designs. I just can't wait to get into this.
Wow, that was a great introduction, Megla. I was sort of laughing my socks off here.
I was trying to think of all the other types of socks that I saw in their catalog. My God, their catalog is huge. I've never seen such a huge variety of socks, and so creative, so innovative. Absolutely amazing. I'm sure people are going to love them.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fun day.
Absolutely. Okay, so we only have one supplier today. Usually we have a couple of suppliers on Vis, but today we're just going to be focusing on one supplier because this is just an amazing supplier. I'm sure everybody's going to love the products that they offer and the values behind the company as well. And Mark, what do you think about socks as a product category on Amazon? I mean, apparel is, of course, difficult and some people stay away from apparel, but socks are kind of different.
Well, socks are a bit different. I mean, there's usually only, men's and ladies socks and children's socks. I mean, it's not that, it has to fit like a clothing, like a dress can be a 10 or a 16 and it's very difficult. But I think socks are a lot easier. And I think that packaging them into bundles, like, they've got some beautiful packaging, which everyone will see. But I think, if you look at doing 3s or 5 packs, do your costings on those. I think it would be much more beneficial than selling like 1s or 2s. If I was doing it, I'd probably go for 5, so you can command a higher price because your fees are still the same. So just remember that when you're looking at their the products. But everyone's up, the way you want to do it. But I think that would be ideal looking. And I've done a quick bit of a look around, and I think you'd want to be doing it in a nice gift pack to stand out on the crowd. But the socks will stand out by themselves. They're gorgeous.
Absolutely. And there are also no returns on socks because there are hygiene concerns. So, for apparel, people are concerned about the return rate. So this is pretty awesome. Okay, so let me invite everybody from SoxyToes on screen. We've got the entire team here. So first of all, we've got Aayush Goekna, who's the founder.
Good morning, everyone.
We've got Vidushi,
Good morning, Aayush.
Co-founder.
Hi, good morning.
We've got Asta.
Vidushi and Ashta.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for waking up super early for us, for doing the show with us. And guys, they have prepared a very nice presentation, and I'm going to be sharing slides. They're going to go through the presentation. If you have any questions about the products or about the company, type them in the comments, and we'll be taking questions along as we go along and also towards the end. And wherever you're watching from, drop us a hi or hello in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. So we've got Amanda Rintal, and we've also got Oksana. No returns. Yay.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, so just give me a second here. I'm going to share your PowerPoint, your presentation, your slides, and then we'll get started. Okay, so there we have the slides, and so Aayush, you're going to be going through the slides, and so over to you, and you can just let me know when you want to go to the next slide. And can I ask everyone to mute themselves, please? Everyone else, yeah.
Thank you, Meghla. So I think we'll just start. So SoxyToes, that's our company. The legal name of the company is Karma Holding. We are a homegrown Indian company, 3 years old. In the past 3 years, we've sold more than 500,000 pairs of socks. We do a lot of B2C besides the B2B. So we've served about 150,000 customers. And we manufacture these socks using the best technology. So in that respect, we are at par with the best. Next, please. Right. So as a company, we decided to be a little different from the commoditized version of socks, where there's a lot of competition on all channels, including online. And we decided to focus on the design element. What we realized is that most of the guys shopping on these channels, they are younger age group, that is under 40s. And these guys are looking at standing out rather than fitting in, wearing something that can get noticed, that can express themselves. And we decided to get into designs which could identify or connect with the buyer. And, they would wear that and they would get noticed, they would be able to express themselves. That was the mission behind the kind of designs that we did. We were pretty successful selling in India, a little bit in Europe, a little bit in the US also, and Australia. 2018, we launched with socks. 2020, in the pandemic years, we launched masks with the same quirky patterns. And recently, we launched loungewear. But this presentation today is focusing on socks. It's our vision to be global, to sell to suppliers all across the world, and to serve customers also across the world. Next, Meghla. Right. So this is just some social footprints in India we've been talked about, we've been written about because of the difference in the designing mainly. But I think that's going to be everywhere with new varieties, with something new, with something exciting. You're going to get attention. Next. Meghla, can we? Yeah. So a little bit about the people behind the company. We are two founders. I'm Aayush Goekna. I've got about 30 years of business experience, 28 years, and of that, about 20 years has been in the sock industry. We've sold all over the world in the various companies that I've worked with, and we've sold all kinds of socks. But what I realized in the last few years is that what we were selling, which was the commoditized, boring, functional black, gray, blue sock, was very competitive. And that's how I decided to focus on something different, redesign the product to get into the niche where we can build a great brand, build a great business. And that's how we launched SoxyToes 3 years ago. Vidushi is somebody who looks completely after all the design curation, all the social media. She is actually what makes SoxyToes different, and she's my co-founder in this venture. Meghla, next. So as a company, we sell, as I said, and B2C channels also, mainly in India. But we also sell B2B channels, which is more about the show. We sell to buyers in the UK, in Sweden, in Australia, a couple of buyers in the US also. And besides that, we sell to a lot of brands and e-commerce companies in the private labels in India. We also do a lot of corporate gifting because these are, great products and corporates love to buy them for gifting. Another channel that some people could explore besides the Amazon part of it is this kind of corporate gifting. Next, Meghla. So as I said, this show is all about socks, but just to complete our presentation, we do masks and loungewear also. And we will be launching other such product lines, which so far have been, barely noticeable, mainly functional, boring, where we can bring in a difference through design. So we've got new launches lined up. But again, the rest of the presentation will now focus on our socks. Thank you, Meghla. Right. So talking about socks, we do a variety of socks. We do the casual and corporate range, which is the largest seller, obviously. Colors, patterns, graphics, and messaging on the socks, which connects with the buyer's personality. It's great for buying for yourself. When you see our designs, you think of friends because you understand that the messaging and the motives there would be something that he or she would love to wear. So you buy for friends also, which is something that we've realized over the years that a lot of people buy for gifting. We do athletic socks, the traditional athletic socks made of cotton with terry loops for padding. And we do performance enhancing athletic socks. So that is socks which are engineered to improve your athletic performance, which have features like a great four-way stretch, mesh for breathability, padded heel and toe, anti-odor treatment, stuff like that. We do socks for diabetics. This is a area which is where foot care is very important for diabetics. So it's padded underfoot. There is absolutely no thick threads coming out inside or stitches. So there is no abrasion on the foot, and there's a loose top, so it doesn't constrict your leg with the elastic when you wear it normally. Yet it stays in place. This is a great product. Also compression socks for traveling and for people post surgery. We do no shows, which are socks that stay within your shoe, doesn't come out, very popular these days. And we do an yoga and Pilates sock, which is made for breathability and with a anti-skid grip at the bottom to allow you to be stable and not to slip. Besides this, we have many more models coming up, and we'll talk more about fibers and stuff. But that's just a brief idea of our best-selling articles. Thank you, Megla. Yeah. I think this is more in detail. We can discuss this later. This is the usual sizing that we follow, but a lot of buyers would have their own requirements, and we have knowledge in depth about the kind of sizings there in Australia, in the US, in Europe. So that way we are pretty well aware of what sells in your market. I think we've lost the PPT, Megla. Yeah, thank you.
No, it's
So we
still
can
there.
move.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to
I
ask, so
can,
are generally socks sizing, is it different in different countries or is it standardized?
well, it's more or less the same. You see, what happens nowadays is that most of the socks, in fact, almost all the socks, are made with stretch spandex. So the minor differences in sizing, which are all less than 1 centimeter from country to country, they are really, yesterday's importance, not today's importance, because today most people who have evolved as sock sellers, they have reduced the number of sizes. People sell either one size fits all or two sizes, and usually it's perfectly fine to sell the same size across the world. In fact, in SoxyToes, we have found buyers who are very happy with the sizes that we do for India. So I think all this is just detailing, and it's more relevant. It was more relevant earlier when there was not so much of lycra or spandex involved. It's really irrelevant today, but yet it's there as a part of the industry. So we offer and we have size charts which are usually followed by the leading mills across all countries.
Right. So
The size
five.
numbering, though, is important. Uh, uh, the size numbering, the EU numbers and the UK numbers are important because that's what's printed on the retail package, and that's how customers identify the size that fits them. The size that we offer, which is XL, there's a comment regarding the sizing. So the size that we offer, which is XL, is usually large enough to fit most sizes, a 27 centimeter leg. However, there is no restriction on customized manufacturing. We can make almost any size that any customer would like. So if there's a requirement for a larger size, as someone just mentioned, that's not an issue.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll move to the next slide.
Yeah. So another extension to socks is tights. So we can do tights also, usually for kids, sometimes for women also, but usually for kids, these tights are pretty popular. And again, we make them across all sizes and all kinds of designs.
And what materials are typically used in tights in India?
So
Yeah.
I will come to the materials later. The same kind of materials
Okay.
are used in tights as are used in socks. The most common ones are cotton or varieties of cotton. There are lots of varieties of cotton, and these days bamboo also is pretty popular. For winter tights, you can have wool also, or acrylic, or a blend of the
Okay.
two.
Okay.
We can move ahead. Yeah, so these are the usual kinds of sizing. When I say sizing here, I mean the kind of the different types of sock vis-a-vis the, uh, the, 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 the length of the sock on the leg. It starts from the no-show, goes up to the liner, which is under the ankle, the ped, which covers the ankle, the quarter socks or the anklets, which come slightly higher, and the on the next line you'll see the mid calf and the knee high. These are the usual common ones. There are some which are specialized, like the toe covers, and then besides which I talked about the tights, and then you have footless tights in 3 normal sizes. This is basically for ladies and girls. And the next one, please, Megla. So for men, it's the no-show liner pet, which remains the same quarter anklet, and then the mid-crew and over the calf. We don't have tights for men and boys usually. So that's just to give you an idea of the different kinds of legs that you have on the on. So all these different types will be made in various sizes. So they will be made in a SM or LXL, which is what I mentioned is the most common two sizing system, or it could also be one size fits all, depending on how you want to design your your inventory. One size fits all is great to minimize inventory, though for the larger sizes, people with XL and higher, sometimes they are a little uncomfortable because they get a little tight. So you could follow a two size rule, you could follow a one size fits all rule, or you could even go for even larger number of sizes if you, depending on how you want to present your comfort factor. But two size fits all is great. So all these types are made in both sizes. Megla. Right, so this is what you were asking, Megla, regarding the fabrics. So what you see here is a list of the fabrics that we can use. The ones in blue, they are the ones which are common for us. We do them on a regular basis. The rest, which are in black, we can do them on order. Just to introduce, cotton comes in various different varieties. So we've got varieties of cotton. Carded cotton is normally cheaper. It's poorer quality. We don't usually use that, nor do we recommend it unless pricing is a concern. Soft comb cotton, that's the most common fabric. Almost 90% of socks sold use soft comb cotton, good quality socks. It's basically a process in the, so I think anybody who knows textile knows the difference between combed and carded. I don't think I need to go into it in detail, but combed cotton is a process in the manufacturing and it makes a better quality cotton. Then there's compact cotton for those people who feel that pilling or the kind of, the fabric which gets after washing gets a little unwearable because of the look of the fabric. It gets a little destroyed. So compact cotton is longer on the life. There's lesser pilling. Then we have foam gas mercerized cotton. That's a fine cotton, and that's usually, it has a silken texture and a silken look, but that's mainly for formal socks. That's more expensive. Then we have Pima cottons, which are basically, we'll talk about that later. We've got slides on Pima. There's an organic cotton. Again, we have slides on that. There's organic plus fair trade. And then there's recycled cotton. So these four we have slides on later. So we'll get into it in detail. Other fabrics that we can use is silk. Again, like foam cast mercerized cotton, CGM cotton, silk is more for formal use. We have bamboo, very popular these days and very soft. We have a slide on bamboo later. Then we have viscose. Again, viscose is, though it's made from natural fibers, cellulosic fibers, it's made in a kind of a synthetic process. So viscose and model, which is a branded viscose, these are two fibers which are also used in the sock industry, though not very common. And then we have wool for winter socks. We don't do much of wool, but again, there's a great market for wool and fibers like acrylic in the synthetic range, which we do. But it's a market which is obviously a seasonal market. In synthetic fibers, wicking polyamide, this is a fiber which is a synthetic fiber, but it has better moisture management properties compared to the natural fibers. It's very popular for athletic wear. Our Performax athletic socks are made from wicking polyamide. Lots of advantages to wearing that for when you're working out or when you're doing athletic pursuits. And then we have acrylic, which is again a warm fiber. It's a synthetic fiber, but again very popular. We do that for a lot of our range. We can move on, Megla. So as I said, we'll talk more about the cotton. So Pima, that's a cotton which is mainly grown in US and certain other countries. The fiber is imported into India and spun. These are basically extra long staple fibers, so it's very high quality. Doesn't pill easily. It's long lasting. So after washing, the look of the sock is not impacted much. That's a little expensive fiber, but it's a great fiber. we do a certified organic cotton, which is a GOTS Global Organic Textile Standards body, which certifies the cotton grown without the addition of artificial pesticides or fertilizers. Only natural fertilizers and natural pesticides are used. Cotton is a very dirty crop to grow. It uses a lot of fertilizers and pesticides, and these are basically poisons. In fact, one of the big events, tragic events, which happened in India, the Bhopal gas tragedy, that was a pesticide plant, and so organic cotton gives you that advantage. It's more sustainable, better for the environment. It doesn't harm the earth, because all the fertilizers and pesticides that we put in ultimately harms the earth, and it also is great for not getting onto your skin, the residue of that after processing. We can move ahead. Fair trade. So fair trade is another body. It's FlowCert is the certifying authority there. These are basically they have cooperatives which are certified by FlowCert, and the cotton pricing does not depend on the market demand supply situation. Rather, it depends on how much of cotton has been produced by a group of farmers, and how much money they need to lead a normal, healthy, satisfying life. And you divide that and you set the price every season. So it's a way to ensure that the community of farmers, they are not impacted by poor market conditions, that they can be happy growing cotton and surviving well. In India, we have seen a lot of farmer suicides in the past few years in the cotton belts, because of the poor pricing, because of the market conditions. And organizations like Fairtrade are helping us ensure that farmers get the right price. So all these yarns are certified that we buy by the certifying bodies. And what we use, Fairtrade yarn, is both organic as well as Fairtrade. So for us, Fairtrade yarn would be organic plus Fairtrade. This is also easily available. India is one of the important centers there. Let's move forward, Meghla.
So generally, is fair trade cotton more expensive than regular cotton?
Yes. Comb cotton, that's the basic cotton. More expensive than that, organic cotton, and more expensive than that, organic plus fair trade cotton. But if you look at the pricing on the sock, Meghla, the question is that, let's say a fair trade organic sock would be about 25% more expensive than a normal sock. Something like that in the sock trade would mean that you're paying about 30 cents, 40 cents more for the product per pair. And if we feel that we can make the world a better place, and our consumers can identify with these certifications that we can tell them about when we are selling, it's a talking point. And I think in a product like socks, the pricing is such that you can afford this kind of a consumer can afford to pay 25% more for a sock, which often would be difficult for a larger garment. But that's why fair trade organic does well in accessories like these. A lot of the large retailers do offer fair trade programs or fair trade organic programs for these kind of accessories. Recycled cotton, that's cheaper than normal cotton, but it has the advantage of being consumer friendly, also environment friendly. So it's basically pre-consumer cotton, which is used. It's recycled to make cotton fiber, which is blended with post-consumer polyester fiber to add to the strength, and then you get a final yarn which is used for knitting the sock. So lots of advantages, we mentioned them there, but it's basically great for the environment. It saves so much of fertilizer, pesticides, water. Cotton consumes a lot of water, so it saves that, and it's good for the environment and for the earth. We can move forward. So this is how it's made. I just explained that briefly. The clip is what is the pre-consumer cotton. Comes from manufacturing mills across the world. It's collected. It's made into a sorted color-wise. It's broken down into the cotton fiber color-wise, blended with recycled polyester. post-consumer recycled polyester, respun into cotton, and then we knit it into socks. So this kind of sock, the hand feel is slightly inferior compared to the virgin cotton, but it's recycled and you can mark it as recycled. And I think that's something which has a market. It does well in India. It does well in other parts of the world also. Bamboo, very common fiber these days, very popular, very comfortable, very luxurious hand feel, cooler than cotton. When you wear bamboo, your feet are 2 or 3 degrees cooler than when you're wearing cotton. Very soft, natural antibacterial, anti-odor, because bamboo doesn't get impacted by bacteria, which are the odor-causing organisms on the feet. And keep your feet dry because it's wicking, naturally wicking. So it's a great fiber. The only thing is that it's a little more, it needs more care compared to cotton. It's a more delicate fiber. Pilling is more compared to cotton. But for those people who are used to wearing bamboo, they accept all these care parameters, and I think what you get out of that is the luxurious hand feel and the soft hand feel, and a sustainable fiber because it's made from green bamboo, which is naturally growing in China, also parts of India, and it's broken down into fiber, so it's a environmentally sustainable fiber. We
So
can go
is
ahead.
bamboo
Yeah.
fabric manufactured in India or is it imported?
So the fiber is imported mainly from China, the green bamboo, because China is the largest producer. But the spinning of the yarn and the making of the stock obviously is India. But the even though India has started making a lot of growing a lot of bamboo, but this is something where China is still the main supplier for green bamboo, the fiber.
And is bamboo typically more expensive than cotton? And approximately
Yes,
how
it's more
much more,
expensive.
like,
It's more expensive in cotton. It's even more expensive than organic cotton, but it's a great fiber. Uh, I think when you pick up the sock, when you the hand feel itself is highly luxurious, and it does very well.
okay.
So we come to finishes. The socks that we make, we offer some finishes besides the normal, finishes for ensuring that the quality hand feels, such as the enzyme washes and the other things. That's a part of the process. That's automatically done on every sock, which is pre-washed. But the finishes which are value added, some of them are these. We have micro encapsulated treatments which we can put onto the sock. Um, any kind of basically extract can be put there. The ones which we use, aloe vera and mint oil. These are natural extracts, so they are, aloe vera keeps your skin moist and soft. The cooling energizing mint gives a nice cooling feeling. It's like being in a spa when you're wearing your sock. And the way this system works is that they are microscopic capsules which are embedded onto the soft fibers, and they break with friction with the skin when you wear them. So if you don't wear them, then they don't get consumed. So they last for about 15 plus wearing cycles at maximum efficacy, after which the efficacy falls. In any case, after 25 times when you wear a sock, I think it's time to change it, because the look of it post so many washes and wears becomes a little not so good. So it's time to change it. But so it's pretty good. It lasts for the majority of the lifetime of the sock. With this treatment, we can also add basic perfumes and scents like sandalwood, lavender, etc. We did a small range for Christmas with scents like chocolate cookie, and scents like mulled wine and stuff like that, which was uh, these are all, but these were all just perfumes or scents. They don't have any natural wellness benefits, but uh, they can also be put onto the same in the same way onto socks. And we pack them in a closed container, either a bottle or a closed plastic box, a closed paper box, sorry, which then allows that to be fresh. When you open it for the first time, you get that whiff. But then later on, as you wear, that's how it gets consumed. So it's lasts for a long time after wearing.
That's
We
so
can move
interesting.
ahead.
So So
Yes.
you're saying that we shouldn't generally wear socks for more than 25 times?
Yes, you shouldn't, because
Oh.
if you look at your socks, most of the cotton, bamboo, the natural fiber socks, 25 times you wear them, you wash them, and they are really not looking good anymore. A little faded, a little filled, a little used looking. And so people who want to, these days, socks is something that you wear to look smart. You get noticed with your socks. When you're in an office, you can't do much with your attire because you have to fit in to a certain extent. But the ways that you can stand out, get noticed, be different, is things like socks. You don't have neckties anymore, so socks are what helps you do that. And people therefore like to wear smart socks. And when you're wearing smart socks, makes sense that the socks look good also. Otherwise, yeah. So this is how the treatment is done. The treatment that we talked about. This is just the technical process. Buyers don't really need to worry about this. This is for us. So there is a first layer of something which is basically a kind of a chemical, but it's a skin-friendly chemical which helps you bind the microcapsules onto the fibers, and then you add the capsules, and that's it. So it's a two-stage washing process, which helps you with the binder and then the capsules. Another treatment that we do is silver. It's a natural antimicrobial. So one of the things that people should know is that all the smell that you get on your feet, that's basically the bacteria and the microorganisms on the feet which eat your sweat, and then the excretion is what smells. So antimicrobial or an antibacterial treatment basically keeps your feet fresh. It kills that bacteria, and it also keeps them smelling fresh because there's no foul odor. There's no smell. And there are two ways that you can do that. You can do it through chemicals, but chemicals are not very good for the skin for long exposure. So the ways that are most common these days is silver, which is a natural antimicrobial, and we use two different types of silver. We can use either of them based upon buyer's demand. One is a brand called Silpure, and one is N9 Pure Silver. They works they the way they work is the same. It's just two different brands. Some markets they give us the right to write this, and they give us a hang tag, or we can print these logos. So in certain markets like UK, for example, N9 is very popular. Other markets like Australia, I know Silpure is very popular. A place like US, everything sells, and we offer both of them. So that's the advantage of silver, and we can move on to the next slide. And this is how it works. Silver destroys the membrane of the bacteria and therefore deactivates the bacteria, and it is on-demand release. So silver acts only when bacteria comes into contact with it, so it doesn't get wasted during the washing process. Kinds of packaging. We can do obviously any kind of packaging. The most popular on e-commerce would be packs of 3, packs of 5, gift boxes, which work very well. But just to complete the whole story, we can do singles. We do a lot of socks designs these days, which are different left and right, like the Netflix and chill that you see. So for that, we have this kind of a packaging where the buyer can see. And these are more important, obviously, on retail displays, less so on e-commerce, because e-commerce is all about wearing it rather than the seeing it on the packaging. But we have this kind of packaging. We have the normal tag and band, which is the most popular. You can move ahead, Megla. Yeah, for multi-packs, we can also use tags. That's a simple, low-cost way of packaging, like you see in the fair trade socks on the left-hand side. We have a pack of 3, which is packed in a tag. We can do the Euro hook, we can do the normal hook, and we can also do a cut-in on the tag, like you see on the left, a cut-out, where we don't need a plastic hook. So you can avoid that plastic if you don't need it. Next one. These are cascades. You can have a single pair cascade. You can have multi-pair cascades for 3 or 5. Also very popular packaging for socks. We have boxes. This is the most value-added packaging on e-commerce. As they say, the unboxing experience is very important. So people who get a sock in a nice box, whether for themselves or for gifting. Often you'll see that you'll find them posting pictures of the unboxing, the great box. It's a good feeling to receive something in a great packaging. For that, boxes work very well. We have two kinds of boxes: the soft paper box, which is more reasonably priced, and the hard paper box, which is a little more expensive. But the hard paper box is the most premium also. We can move ahead. A bit about the pricing. Obviously, I put the pricing on a per pair basis, but it makes sense to buy packs, in which case it will be multiplied by 3 or 5 depending on the pack size or the box size that you buy. The pricing does depend on the volumes that you order per design. So we've given you a brief pricing idea, but this pricing is for the for the basic home cotton sock, and as and when different types of fibers, different types of constructions, we'll be happy to come back with price quotation. We can do customized, we can do white label, absolutely. We can do customized stuff, absolutely, no issues. But if we need to manufacture a customized design, we need an MOQ of 500 pairs. Again, we'll be happy to work with people. Even if they feel this MOQ is a challenge, we'll be happy to adjust as much as we can. We'd love to have new consumers, new buyers on board and grow with them. But this is what is practically manufacturing, reasonable manufacturing minimum. We can move ahead.
Just to clarify, it says here pieces, but does that mean pairs or does
No,
that
it
actually
means
mean
pairs.
pieces?
Sorry.
Pairs, right? Okay,
It
yeah,
means
just to
pairs,
clarify, because
yeah. No.
I,
Yes. Asta, we could change that in our pricing sheet actually. So customers love us. Again, it's all about the product. It's about the design. We've had a lot of people posting user-generated content because it's such a great feeling to receive something which is so different, to show it off to your friends. Great reviews also on the product quality. We can assure you that you will get a similar kind of response when you buy from us from your customers. We can move ahead. Just some idea. We have a big catalog, but we just put together some things with some gift boxes showing you how it looks. Some athletic socks, some twin tone socks like the orange and the blue you see there. Uh, yeah, we can move ahead, Megla. It's fine. It's a large catalog. We can just scroll through. Casual socks. These are the smaller sizes, the liner and the ankle. Um, these are some of the stuff that we make, but we can make stuff for you in custom designs based upon what kind of. We can keep moving ahead, Megla. I think
so
slowly.
I just had a quick question. Can people use your design? So let's say, because you've got some socks that have text written on them, and are they sort of copyright or? But
No,
no.
we'll be
Okay.
happy to ship in our designs. There are some products which could be copyright, depending on the market. We've got some licenses here where we work with. Actually, a lot of these socks are made for particular buyers also. So there are some of them which are licensed, like the Wonder Woman one. We also got a Harry Potter one, which may not be a part of the catalog, but we do a lot of these characters also. And we ourselves have a tie-up with a company called Entertainment Store, where we can use their license to sell on our website. But we also supply to a lot of people who have specialized licenses. So if you see something here which is licensed, obviously you guys have to check whether Wonder Woman you have the right to sell it or not before you buy it from us. But if you have the rights, we can make it for you.
What about things like Netflix and chill?
Netflix and
Is
chill,
that
again, in international markets you need a license.
okay? So you don't have that license, right? I mean, you have the license
We
for
can't
the
offer
local
that for
market,
outside of India, no.
for outside. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the no-show socks,
Yes.
diabetic socks. Do we want to talk about these?
Yes, so these, as I mentioned, diabetics have a sensitive foot. The 2 or 3 things which we ensure with diabetic socks are that there is no elastic on the top, so it holds up the sock because of the construction of the sock being made with lycra, but it doesn't constrict the top part, which is very important for blood flow. For diabetics, the blood vessels become thin, and pressure on that can burst the vessel, so they're not supposed to have pressure on the leg. It's padded underfoot, so because there's a pins and needle feeling for diabetics, so the padding helps to avoid that. There is a mesh running throughout the sock, which helps to ensure that the foot is dry. Damp foot, it only helps in irritating the skin because there's a rubbing action between the sock and the skin. So when your feet is dry, it doesn't have that irritation. It's a seamless toe. It doesn't have any toe stitching which protrudes from the sock, so it doesn't rub with your skin there. Any kind of small, even a small bruise or a small cut on your skin or a small abrasion takes a long time to heal for diabetics. So foot care is very important for them. We also have a variety here which is not specifically marked, which is compression, which is the top left-hand one. These are great for travel. Basically, the objective of compression socks is that they help in pushing back the blood through compression from your feet back up. So the heart is usually responsible for pumping the blood, but the extremities, which is the feet, end of the feet, is your toes and your feet. That's the part where this sock helps by pumping it back up. It's like standing inside a water body where the water pressure helps in circulation. So
Right.
that's why it's great for people who need to sit for long travel, like a bus ride or a long car ride or a plane ride, and also good for people who have long desk jobs, sitting on the desk for a long time. It's
Right.
recommended.
So Jane is saying, I'm having trouble with the SoxyToes websites on both computer and phone. Is there some other way to view the catalog? So Jane, if
Well,
you
that's
go
not.
to their webpage on indiasourcing.net, that's where you can download this catalog from. So do you see the URL that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen? indiasourcing.net/SoxyToes. So type that into your browser, and on this webpage, you'll see a download catalog button. So click on that and you'll be able to download this exact catalog that you're seeing over here on the screen. So we
And
got a couple of questions. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So should we look at the questions or should we complete the
Yeah, we'll
catalog first?
just we'll just look at a couple of questions and then we'll complete the catalog.
Okay.
So Amanda is asking, if we had a design with a picture on the outside of the ankle, would there be a left and a right? That is, the picture would be on the outside of each sock.
So we can do a separate left-right. That's not a problem if the design so demands it. But usually, when we make a sock, the design covers both the left and the right. So if it's a small motif on a sock, that motif is there on both the left and the right. If it's in the front of the sock, it's okay. But we could do a separate left-right if the design so demands it. That's not a problem.
Okay, and Lisa is asking, can you add ornaments to your socks?
We
That's
could,
interesting.
some of them, like for example crystals. We can heat transfer crystal patches onto socks. We can add a lot of things. We've done that for some buyers. It's all value added, but yes, we could do that. It depends on the ornament, but a lot of stuff can be done.
That's a very interesting idea, Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. We've got athletics.
Yes. So athletics, there are two types. One is the Performax one, which I spoke about. That's on the left hand. The orange and the purple one you see on the left. These are the Performax one. They are made from a wicking polyamide with a four-way stretch and a mesh throughout the sock, and a padded heel and toe, and a welt which is made of soft cotton so that the grip is not strong. Polyamide synthetic fibers give you a stronger grip. It's a sock which combines comfort. It's also treated with the anti-odor treatment that we talked about, the silver, and so it's great for holding your sock in place, fitting perfectly. Kind of just getting onto the contours of your foot because of the four-way stretch, giving you the impact points padding, which is the heel and the toe, and with the odor-free, it's a really great sock. Helps you perform better because the socks don't slip. The normally when you wear cotton socks, there's a little bit of bunching that happens as you move around. With these socks, that doesn't happen, so it helps you ensure that you get the ideal performance out of whatever you're doing, for gymming, for any kind of performance, uh, athletics. These are good socks. The others are basically cotton socks with the terry loops. These are the more common ones. Yeah. Corporate is the longer sock, which with the full leg. Usually, when you wear them in a corporate environment with trousers, you don't want a bare leg to show. So the full leg ensures that the bare leg doesn't show. Again, noticeable designs.
I love that your corporate socks are so like funky.
Yes.
Kevin, would you wear these?
Well, I can tell you
Yeah,
something that
of course I would. Yeah, of course.
So what I'm saying is, you start wearing them, try them on for a couple of weeks to get over the natural the difference, and then you won't be able to stop wearing them. Then you won't be able to wear the blues and the blacks and the grays that you normally used to.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, I liked what you said before, and I love to get new socks, and you get that the cool sort of feel of sort of new socks that when you wear them, they give you a sort of a real sort of, well, I think so anyway. I get a yeah, I like to have sort of new socks. They feel really good.
Mark, this is our favorite, right? The multicolored one.
So can all these designs be put onto like the organic socks or the GOT certified, or do they have their own specific sort of different designs on those socks?
I think he's
Ayush?
frozen. You
Ayush, are
frozen?
you there? I think he's frozen, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Vidushi, do you want to try and answer that?
Yeah, so any design is possible on the fair trade cotton as well. So irrespective of the material you're using, we can do any designs on it.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't hear that. Sorry. The material doesn't matter. All the materials that I spoke about can be made in all these designs.
Cool. Tiny toes. So these are all for kids, also cotton.
So something here I'll just add.
Yeah.
There are two ways that we can make socks for kids. Some of them if you see them, they'll be tube shaped. So the good thing about being tube shaped is that they fit kids whose feet size keep growing. For children, there's a very quick increase in foot size. So being tubed, they keep fitting in as your feet grow. So there's no problem in wearing them for 6 months or so. And the other variety is the normal one for the older kids. That's what we recommend, the normal heel toe sizing socks. So the ones at the bottom,
gifting.
they are the normal ones.
I love that. Go back to that gift box, Megla. It's
This
my
one?
favorite. Yeah, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
If you opened that and you had all those socks, wow. That's great.
Yeah, and you can have anything printed on the cover. That's
Yes,
what like you can
yes,
have a
we
very
have-
funky cover.
Yes, we have some boxes in stock with certain designs that you're going to see printed. But if the volume is, I think we need about 150 or 200 pieces, we can print what you want.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So live to eat box.
Oh wow.
These are
Yes,
these
so
are
that's very
perfect for-
important. The motifs connect with the kind of personality. So you find this kind of stuff being bought for gifting. For example, you have a friend or somebody that you feel would love to have this because it represents what he is. So you buy it for them. Similar with the earlier one, they all have some kind of a theme behind it. These
So
are
this
just
is your
some of our
bestseller?
best sellers put together. Yeah. You can obviously define your own socks in any gift box, huh? These are just curations that we've put together.
Town hall showstopper. I like the
Some
names
great
too.
ideas.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice too.
So generally in gift boxes, do you find that most of your buyers, like for exports, how many pairs do they generally take in a gift box? Is it 4, 6, 3?
Well, the the normal thing is that 4 is good enough for a gifting purpose. It depends on the kind of budgeting pricing, some people can afford to have 6, some people would say 4. We could make customized gift boxes for 2 also. Depends on the kind of pricing that you want to do. For the larger the packs. See, socks are something that you can't have enough of. There's no problem selling 6-pair pack or a 4-pair pack or a 8-pair pack, because you do want to buy smart socks, and then you know that you're going to use them up. Whether you use them up in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months is immaterial. And the good thing about e-commerce is that usually the shipping cost of this box, the size that we have defined here, which can fit up to from 4 to 6, that fits within the 500, the half a kg volume weight, requirements. So I think that's very important, that your box size should fit within the requirements of half a kg. And if you need to exceed that, then it should go up to that 1 kg size. So that's the way we've kind of defined the box.
Okay. So let's
That's
quickly
great.
go through the rest of the catalog. You've got other products as
Yes.
well, and then we'll take questions. So you've got face masks that are
And this
also
is just for
very
information. We got
funky.
some face masks. Yeah.
Yeah. And these are all like medically certified kind of face masks,
Yes.
right? I mean, they're not just for show.
No. The medical part of it is true. Basically, they have the same silver treatment, but this is the silver antiviral, which is a different treatment from the silver antibacterial. And there is a removable layer of melt-blown filter, which can be added. Uh, so there's a pouch behind the mask, a layer with a slit on the side, where you can insert the filter and remove the filter. The filter can't be washed, but the masks can be. We have
Okay.
2 varieties, knitted and
Sure.
woven.
I need this mask here. Need vacay.
Would you have a problem selling the sort of masks on Amazon, Margaret?
I'm not too sure because they did last year. I think they stopped
There was a
selling
little bit of that, yeah.
unless they were the actual, N5s and all that. But I haven't seen anything. You'd have to really go
Look
to
into it again, yeah.
Amazon to find out, because I know. And the only thing you have to really be careful of is saying they're antibacterial, because you know what's going to happen to you then. You're not going to have a listing anymore.
So we have.
So,
We
yes.
can give you a test report from the lab for the antiviral part of it.
Yeah, no, what happens is there's a bot goes along in Amazon, and if you use the word antibacterial in any of your listings, they sometimes just shut them all down, and you have to take those words out. It's
I
just a
see.
silly system
Yeah.
inside Amazon. You can't say certain words.
Okay, and then you've got these other products, right? Pajamas.
Yeah, no,
So these are also cotton?
Yeah, these are also cotton.
Bio-washed cotton. Very soft, very comfortable.
What do you mean by bio-washed?
So there's an enzyme treatment on the cotton fabric after it's made, which removes all the hairiness from the cotton, so it's very smooth and comfortable. It's like it's a brand new piece, but with the comfort that comes from wearing it after several times.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling of like warm cotton.
Yes.
I just can't let go of my old
Yes,
pajamas.
so that's what bio-washed cotton means. Just that feeling.
Yeah.
So again,
For
you see
those
this smuggle the muggle, fight like a gal. These are all licensed products. We're selling them because we have a tie-up with entertainment store, but you have to look at the licenses before you order anything for your markets.
And these are also available
The
in
Friends,
any type
yeah,
of
the
material,
Friends and
like
Harry Potter. These are all licensed stuff.
yeah. And these can be in organic cotton or fair trade or bamboo.
Yes, they
or
could
any
be in
of
organic
those, right?
cotton. They could be in organic fair trade cotton. They could be in bamboo. All these fibers work very well here also.
And are they 100% cotton, or are they
Yes, there is no
blends
synthetic
with?
element here, unlike socks. I must mention that socks are made with 3 layers, with 2 layers, which are important. One is the outer layer, which is the pure cotton or the pure bamboo or whatever fiber you choose. And one is the inside layer, which is the lycra mesh. And that has some polyamide to help it. So the usual composition is about 80% cotton and 20% polyamide lycra. That's for socks. We need to have that mesh for the shaping and the fitting and the comfort. But for the loungewear, we don't need that. Masks and loungewear are 100% cotton.
Okay. That was a fantastic presentation. So let's see,
Yeah,
we've got quite a
excellent.
few questions. Daniel is asking, are there any drop shipping solutions possible?
From India, drop shipping would work out very expensive, Daniel, because the cost of shipping a single piece from India would be too expensive. But probably if there is somebody who offers a drop shipping service uh, from in any other country where we could keep stock, we would be, we'd be happy to talk to India Sourcing Network if they feel that drop shipping can be done. From India, it would be too expensive, I know, for our category,
I think what
because
you
we've
could
explored it for our
consider.
own.
Oh, you've explored it. Okay. Because I know that
Because the
there's
normal cost of shipping from India, just to tell you, is a minimum of 1,200 rupees for, like, let's say, the US market, because there's a custom clearance involved, there's shipping involved. It's 1,200. So on dollar term, that's about $20.
right,
Little less than $20.
because there's another company that we've interviewed previously, and they are a Viz supplier, and they do drop shipping of doormats, coir doormats, and they can drop ship anywhere in the world for around $50. That includes the price of shipping as well as the cost of the doormat.
Yes,
So,
so
I mean,
if
of
it's a
course,
$50 product, we can do that. But the
yeah,
socks are not a $50 product, right?
yeah, right.
It's a
That makes
$7,
sense.
$8, $10 product.
Yeah,
If it's a pack of
the
Yeah,
5,
so
maths.
and then
people
you
will
can't
not
add.
spend like,
Yeah,
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 that makes
the
sense.
maths wouldn't
if you
work
can afford to
quite.
add $15, $20 for shipping.
Yeah.
Daniel, socks not good for drop shipping. Okay, any other top type other than the t-shirts? Do you make other types of
We
shirts?
do a dress, which is a new. Yes, we do a dress, which is the long T-shirt with pockets. Vidushi, do we have a photograph? We don't have a photograph, right?
No, we don't have a photograph.
So you have
Right.
to give us
But
What
you
about a
4 5 days.
long
It's a new
sleeve
line
t-shirt?
which is coming up, which is the shorts and the dresses. So we'll be adding that to the catalog within the next maybe 15 20 days. The socks and the dresses, the shorts and the dresses, the nightwear dresses.
yeah, and we can share that in our group as
So
well
you don't
when
do
we
a long
launch the new
sleeve
line.
t-shirt, no?
No,
I beg your
it's
pardon, I
it's like
couldn't hear
a
you.
No long.
Do you do long
Vidushi,
sleeves?
can you answer?
no. We can do long sleeves. We can do custom t-shirts as well. Even that's not a problem if the MOQ is 300 plus.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, that's
Kristen
good.
says, great presentation. Yes, great presentation. Good morning, Pampa. Daniel says, thank you, great presentation. Okay, Oksana says, I didn't realize there's so many details when it comes to socks. Awesome presentation. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Aayush, we can really tell that you are a socksmith and you have just so much experience. Gil says,
Yeah, so
beautiful
now
socks.
people know why we only had one supplier on. We couldn't fit two on
Yeah,
today.
we couldn't get two on today. Wow, who knew that there was so much to learn about socks? So good to hear, Jackie. Yes. Let's see. Could see a gym membership sock pack featuring workout equipment. That would sell amazing in January. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see. This is by far the best sock presentation I've ever seen. Shared it directly in my Facebook group. Cool. Thanks a lot
I think we
for
should
that,
thank
Jacob.
him. He's
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jacob has been very active. Okay, Jaiswal is saying, can we get a sample first to see the quality? So yeah, I think that's a good question.
sure
Like,
we
if
can.
somebody comes to you for,
Yes.
discussions, what is the process?
So the process for sampling is very simple. There are two types of sampling. If you just want to see the quality, it makes sense for us to ship from our catalog whatever you liked. For that, all that we need is a courier account number, and we just ship it to you. If there's something that you need us to manufacture, which is a sample in your design, your colors, or a sample in your design, then there would be a time period and a sampling charge, because we would need, depending on the number of designs, the number of socks, etc., we'd need about $50 per design to actually make the design, send it to you. If you order, we'll take it off the order, the sampling charge. But that's for those people who want to get it made in their design. For those who just want us to, from our catalog to see the quality, we can ship it to them. We just need the courier account number.
Just one thing, we have a lot of people who have trouble getting a courier account, or don't have them. Is it possible that people could pay you, put money into your bank account?
Yeah, that's possible.
One thing I'd just like to say here is that for small payments, we can also offer PayPal.
Yeah.
Yep.
If that works, because it's just sending it to an email ID, which also works better. But you could send it to our bank account also.
No, yeah, I think it's a bit of a problem if unless you've got a courier account. I know people struggle to get one open, and if you're only using it for that small thing, it probably is a lot cheaper to do it from your end. But we've got some ways that people can pay you in IRN even through their bank account now.
Yeah, the only problem there is that sending the $15 or $20 or $30 is very expensive. So that's why I mentioned PayPal. Probably a bank transfer for $25 would cost a lot of money.
Actually, no, it's free.
We can teach you something.
We can teach you something. Yeah. No, so yeah, this is very important for everyone listening.
A lot of customers have told us that lot of customers told us that.
Yeah, no.
So we have a payment service provider, AirWallex, and if you have an AirWallex account, you can transfer INR to India. And AirWallex basically has accounts in lots of different countries, and so they will do a local transfer in INR. So you can pay from US dollar to INR wherever you are, in the world, and it doesn't cost anything. And maybe it costs a little bit if you're in certain countries, but it's way less than PayPal or any others. Yeah. And if you use the link on our website, indiasourcing.net, you'll get favorable rates, and it'll be a free transfer. So AirWallex, indiasourcing.net/AirWallex. That's the payment service provider. We've been using them for the last few months, and we have team members in India that we pay their salaries via AirWallex, and it's absolutely free. And the transfer is done immediately, like in a few hours. So it's very, very convenient.
Thanks for that. By the way, we made a note.
No problem. Yeah. No problem.
AirWallex, you should definitely recommend this to your customers if they want to pay. I'll send you the link that's on our website that will give them special rates. They have an office in India, and they are going to soon launch in India as well. So you'll be able to open an AirWallex account, and that will be even more convenient because I think you can do AirWallex to AirWallex transfers. Yeah, and that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and just for people listening, I actually paid my supplier, I don't know, $28,000 or something the other day, and it cost me $7 in fees. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Paying hundreds of dollars. So yeah, I got so excited. So I'm waiting on the supplier to come back and say how much did it cost him, because they get charged at the other end. They used to. So I'm interested to see how much. So people, if you haven't changed to AirWallex, start saving your money now, because I was so wrapped with $7.60, I think it cost me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely no-brainer, especially if you're working, and it's an Amazon approved payment service provider. So you can also have your Amazon payments sent into this account.
Yeah, and a debit card. Like I've been using my debit card now all the time to pay all my things that come out of my account. I just give them my like say Gatita or any of those things. You just give them your debit card, and it doesn't cost you any transfer fees. Or because I was using my credit card, and it's copying $7 or $8 charges and higher rate of conversion. So you don't have any of that converts in the amount in the country you're paying in. So I'd hate to think how much I've saved in the last 2 months since we've been using it.
Same here. I mean, just paying our staff in India, right? I used to do bank transfers, and it was crazy. So yeah, this is absolutely amazing. And we promote AirWallex a lot. There are lots of other payment service providers, so you can do your due diligence and make sure you choose the right one. But we highly recommend AirWallex. And here's the URL in case anyone's interested, indiasourcing.net.
Yeah, Meghla, there was a question regarding, and I realized I missed that, regarding the delivery time, right? So should I just
Yes,
answer that?
yes, yes. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
so the delivery timelines usually, depending on the stock position, could be, if it's from stock, we can ship it within a week, but sometimes we've got to add to our stock because depending on the volume you guys are buying, or if it's a custom made design. So anything which is manufactured would need 45 days minimum to be shipped ex India, and plus you have to add the shipping time to that depending on the mode of shipment. So the mode of shipment we can offer is a delivered duty paid through courier, or we can deliver duty unpaid through courier, or we could do an air shipment. If the volume is large enough, we could do a sea shipment also. So the delivery time depends from 4 to 5 days and goes up to about 5 weeks for the US for sea shipment. So
Right.
for us to ship from here, for a normal cotton sock, 45 days. For anything which is special colors, special cottons, goes up to 60 days also. But if it's in stock with us, our designs, we can ship it out within a week.
Okay.
If you had one of those gift boxes with, say, 4 or 5 pair of socks in it, what would be like the cutoff weight for air shipping is around about 300 kilos. How many packs of socks would you get for that? Have you got any idea of that off the top of your head?
600.
Yeah.
600. Oh, there you go.
So
Like that. Yeah, so that gives people an idea to do air shipping. If you did like an order of, say 500 or 600, you could air ship it in instead of sea shipping it, which is going to be
yes.
huge saving because,
So
yeah.
yes.
And you
So
also have to
one
keep in
thing
mind
is
there may be
that
the
these days,
volumetric
I
weight.
don't know. I'm sure you. Yes, it is volumetric weight, absolutely. The thing is that these days the air shipping costs have risen substantially, if you're aware. I'm sure you guys are aware. So as of today, the cost of shipping and if I leave apart duty, the cost of shipping to Amazon warehouse from our warehouse via air courier is about $1 a pair.
That's pretty
This
good.
is
So
which
if
Amazon
it's a box
warehouse?
of five pairs, that will cost us about at least $4. The boxes are cheaper because the volume weight is a little better because the socks are more well fit inside the boxes. But it would be around $1 a pair, a rough calculation for shipping from us to Amazon FBA.
Yeah, because it
Okay.
won't
In the
matter where it's
US,
going
right?
in the States with air.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I
Yes,
think you
Yeah.
find
it's pretty
because you've
expensive
got
these
such
days.
yeah, well, sea shipping would be worse because you've got that standard sort of about $600 before you start, and then your weight of your socks and the time involved. So, I mean, if you're going to get it there in a
Yes.
week instead of 6 weeks, it's probably at this time of the year well worth biting the bullet on that $4 because you're
So
going to nearly
the
pay that
the
on
sea
sea shipping.
shipment actually helps only if you're looking at large volume. Let's say you're asking us to ship 5,000 boxes, then or
Yeah,
or
yeah,
3,000 boxes.
you've got to
That's
do
when
your
you would look at
homework on
sea
that.
shipping. Yes.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously, so you can guide, so people can ask you that question. Do you think this is,
Yes.
what's
Absolutely.
your idea? Because you obviously understand all that as well. Because and sea shipping, the rates
Yes.
are
Yes.
going up every 2 weeks. I mean, we can't keep track of it at the moment. So
Yes.
it's out of control. So I think if I can airship something, if it was light enough, I'd be going for air at the moment.
Yeah. So let's address Lisa's question as well. So we could work out a set of samples with your team and PayPal you. Can you send sample fabric swatches?
Yes. So on the sock, another great thing is if you're talking about socks, there is no fabric stage. There is a machine which takes in the yarn, takes in the design in its computer, and gives you the sock straight out. All you need to do is link the toe and press and finish it. So it makes sense for us to give you the socks itself rather than the fabric swatches.
Fabric swatches.
Okay.
The fabric swatch would be just an unfinished sock in the shape of a sock with the toe just opened.
Okay. What is the logistics for freight forwarding to USA Amazon warehouse? I think we just addressed
Yes,
that.
about a dollar through
Yeah.
through air. Yeah, from our
Yeah, and
factory
if
to
you
there.
mean how do you do it, you would still go through like Sea Air and they would organise the freight for you. So if that's what you're meaning, you would actually, if you had enough room in Amazon to put in the quantity, if you'd have to check your allowance, you would just organise, your sort of, I suppose, shipping labels to Amazon warehouse and contact, Sea Air would be able to do that. Or if it's really a small one, you might have to go to DHL. I think Sea Air only do about 200 kilos plus, from memory. They don't do really small.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But doing the air shipments is for those who might want to do orders for Q4.
Yeah.
Air shipments is ideal in the time to meet the time deadlines, isn't it?
See this year now, because by the time you got it manufactured and there's such a queue for shipping, you wouldn't get in for Q4.
Okay.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, there's probably not much time for Q4.
We're running out of time, yeah.
Yeah, you could
we're
air
running
ship,
out of
but you
time.
couldn't sea ship.
But if you probably want to do something from their catalog, I think there's still time for that, right?
Yeah,
if
for
somebody
air
wanted
shipping,
to,
there would be, yeah.
Yeah,
for air
that is
shipping,
only a
there's
week.
still,
10 days or something. So
yeah. What is the typical cost of a box with 5 bamboo pairs?
Yes, so depending on the kind of sock, let's say we're talking about the corporate or the casual types, a bamboo sock, 5 pairs would cost us, depending on the volume, again, I'm looking at, let's say, you order 300 to 500 pieces in one kind of a box. If that's the kind of order that you're talking about, the cost would be about, roughly speaking, I mean, leaving apart the freight, it would cost us somewhere around for a box of 5 pairs about $8.50 for a bamboo sock for 300 to 500 pairs. And then the shipping for that would be about $5 or $4. Maybe we can get the rate down to. We'll just check up again for FBA Amazon shipment.
So can
So
you
including
arrange
shipping
the
about
shipment?
$13.
Okay.
Yes, we can arrange the shipment.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if people have, if they want to do air freight, then of course you can also go to Sea Air, which is our recommended freight forwarder.
Sure.
Okay, just to clarify, to air freight a box of 5 would add a
No,
cost
no,
of about $1. No.
no. It's $1 a pair. So a box of 5 would be closer to $5 for a box of 5. Maybe if we negotiate, we can get it down to $4. I'll have to get back on the exact shipping cost there, but on the safe side, $5. Maybe we can get it down to $4. It's about $1 a pair.
$1 a pair. Okay. And of course, if it's higher volumes, then
Then
You get better
obviously we
rates.
can get better rates, yes. But higher volumes for socks,
it has to be in the thousands
300.
and
Yeah, yes.
right. I'm looking for jute burlap products. Where should I start? I'm just new in Amazon FBA. So Hazel, what you could do is go to our website, indiasourcing.net, and we do have a couple of suppliers that make really nice products. And depending on what exactly the product it is that you're looking for, if it is something like a bag, then there are a couple of really nice suppliers. There's one supplier, Creations of India, that can do smaller volumes for these kinds of natural materials. And then there's another supplier, what's the name, Marg, of the other supplier that does high volumes?
Shabana?
No, not Shabana.
No, not Shabana.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, do a search on the website for jute bags, and you'll be able to see a couple of different suppliers, and you'll have lots of options.
Lots.
Yeah. Okay. And the weight of a box of 5.
Yeah, that's right. So the weight of the box of 5, volume weight would be less than 500, less than half a kg, maybe 450 grams. It's the volume weight which is important here, not the actual weight. The actual weight would be closer to 300 something grams, but the volume weight is higher.
Okay. When you say MOQ, does that mean MOQ of the exact same
Yes,
design?
MOQ of the exact same design. Yes.
Okay, same
That's
design,
for
same
custom-made
color.
design. Yeah, that's for custom-made designs. For SoxyToes standard designs, whatever we have in stock, there is no MOQ.
Okay, people can just mix and match. Is there like
Right.
an MOV or maybe an MOQ on
Well,
the number of
we've
socks,
given
even
our
if they?
prices.
Yeah.
We've given our prices based on the MOV. So the only thing about the MOV is that we could ship anything practically, but the more you order, the better pricing we can make for you.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Okay. Any more
So,
questions,
when your
guys?
people if you guide people with shipping, what about customs, the other end?
So in the US, for example, the customs duty works out to be about, roughly speaking, for something where the landed cost is about $2, including the freight. The custom duty, including the custom clearance charge and everything, if we prepay it from here, costs us about $0.50. So if it's a DDP, delivered duty paid shipment, it's about $1.50 plus instead of the dollar plus for door-to-door delivery.
Okay,
But
excellent.
probably if you have your own custom guy clearing it, you could make it cheaper. I don't know, because we use people like FedEx and DHL and people like that.
Yeah.
But those guys probably have a additional something that they keep for the service.
Right. Do you sell on Amazon US or any other marketplace outside of India?
You
No,
talking to
right?
me?
Yes, she's
As
asking whether we are
SoxyToes?
selling on Amazon. Yes. No, we aren't.
No.
Okay.
We did a small trial a couple of years back. It sold well. 30% of it sold out very quickly. Balance 70% took some time. But we realized that it's more than just listing, and we don't really have
Right.
the bandwidth or the people to manage the whole business building there. We can do just the listing and the shipping, but then we need to have a team. So we don't have a team at the moment.
Yeah. What is the pricing premium on the micro capsules? I could see this as
Yes.
huge
So
Q for specialty
Yeah.
item.
yes. So this works out to be about 25 cents a pair.
Okay. So a box with 5 different designs MOQ is 3,000 to 5,000?
No,
No?
no, 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 no.
No.
The number of boxes is fine, right? So if it's 300 boxes, you have 300 pieces of all the 5 designs in that box. So if you look at an MOQ of 300, the MOQ is you have to order 300 boxes. It's for a custom-made design, and if it's not custom-made, we can ship lower MOQs.
I'll just make
So,
it clear. So, like for 5 different designs, MOQ is 300 only. Like 1500 pairs you take in 300 boxes, like with 5 designs each.
So yeah, so 300 bucks. That's very good.
so 300 boxes and 1,500 pairs, right?
Yeah, because she needs 5 different designs in one
5
box.
different.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and also Trish, download their catalog from the webpage on indiasourcing.net. So they've got the pricing and all listed over there very clearly. That will surely help you. I'm really interested, but the numbers do not match to sell in the US FBA. What do you suggest? Sorry, Vinita, what do you mean by numbers do not match? Can you clarify what you mean by that in terms of the pricing or what exactly? So guys, any last questions for the SoxyToes team? We've been going for almost 1.5 hours. And before Kevin tells me to stop talking, I think
No,
we should start wrapping.
no, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah. I think after this show ends and Kevin will
Yeah.
like, Megla, I cannot stop talking.
Yeah,
We went for
we
1.5
got
hours.
a hard stop at 1:30, Megla.
Yeah, Kevin will be
Yes,
late.
I know that.
that.
I know why we have a
But that
hard
was
stop,
like,
Kevin.
yeah.
No, that's fantastic. I think there's some beautiful socks there and some great options, different options if you want to go into something other than just normal
Yeah.
socks.
But even for people who understand the license, what licensing, about the licenses that they have available, and they understand, the complexities around the licensing thing, which they can always speak to Aayush, and he can always tell them all about that. But there's sort of a lot of opportunities there for people that can, sort of think outside of the square. I mean, we're only talking about like a relatively cheap commodity, but if you can see outside the square in the presentation, in the boxes of the boxes and the gift packs, I think it's a great opportunity for someone with some foresight to build their brand, to start.
Yeah, and you can be creative with what you put on the
Absolutely.
socks, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
the thing, that there's just no, especially nowadays, I think people are still at home, and they're still in lockdown in certain countries more than others.
Others, yeah.
And
And plus, when you're working out, you want to wear cool things. Like when you're working out, you do
Exactly.
wear a pair of socks. You want to wear something cool which makes you look like different from the rest.
Exactly. You want to feel motivated. Okay, so let's see if there are any last questions, and we'll wrap up here. Is there a maximum order size? Can we order by the pallet?
We'll have to check up how the pallet is designed. Normally, in a air shipment, I don't think there's much of a discounting if you try to match a pallet size, but we can check up. I'm not very sure about how to answer that. For production, obviously, there are no minimums. We'd be happy to take an order for a larger volume. But for shipping, I can try to see how we can, if there is a certain size of shipment, which ideally is suited for a pricing, we'll answer that. I'm not sure today.
Right. And also, we want to highlight that you work with a lot of different partner factories for manufacturing these socks, right? So, do you want to talk a little bit about that as well, and just
Sure.
kind of tell people?
We have a setup where we control the raw material. We keep stock of the raw material, which is all purchased from our suppliers. We ship it out to companies. We work with 3 separate factories today. We ship it out to them. Our guys are there to look after the QC, inline, online, at the end of it, final QC. We do the finishing and the packing in our factory. So whatever we outsource, we are fully responsible. We work with factories which are certified with respect to social compliance, and we can. We'll be responsible for every part of it because we control every part of it. So I
Right,
think
and this is
that
important
way.
for our community, because I mean, we only include manufacturers and exporters on our website, and we sort of, that's what we focus on in terms of suppliers. But you are, I mean, even though you don't have your own factory as of today, you are working with partner factories, but you do have control over the entire supply
Process,
chain
yes.
and the processes and the QC and the designing.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
that's why we want to be very clear with people about this whole setup. And initially, we had actually refused them because we said that, hey, you don't manufacture. Sorry, we only feature manufacturers on the website. But then we had a deeper discussion, and we realized that they do have good control over everything, and so they can they can guarantee the quality of the products that they produce. So they're not, like
Absolutely, we
merchant
do guarantee
exporters.
every piece
Yeah.
that we ship. I think there are a couple of questions regarding the how quickly orders can be scaled up. So normally anything within a range of let's say 30 to 40,000 pairs per design, and a total order of about 3 to 5 lakh, about 300 to 500,000 pairs, we can ship within the same timelines, which is 45 to 60 days, depending on the fabric. So it's standard fabric, we can do it quicker. If it's a specialized fabric, colors also. If it's standard colors for us, we have a color palette. If it's standard colors for us, it works well. If it's a specialized color in a specialized design, that sometimes takes longer. But roughly within 60 days to 45 days, that much. If it goes beyond that, then we'll have to get back regarding how best we can, to fulfill orders which are larger than that. But for that kind of orders, there are no issues. Also, there's another question which I see regarding the pricing. So for a box of 5, $10 landing cost, yes. But for a box of 5, a $10 landing cost, you can sell a box of 5 for $30, $35 on Amazon, I feel. I don't think that's a wrong selling price. We're talking about, of course, these kind of socks. If you were to look at something like a plain black, probably a box of plain black would be something which would be very difficult to price, compared to the others there. But for that, I can't comment. But our kinds of socks, yes, you could sell easily at $30 to $35 for a box of 5.
Yeah, it's all about
I
your
feel.
brand story and how you promote this. So I think it's a great opportunity to get you need to be brand registered. You need to do your A+ content. You need to do your storefront,
Right.
and you need to have a really good story about how these socks are made, what they're made from, that they're better quality because of all the things we've just learned today. So I think don't sort of just think, oh, it's not going to sell. I think it's how you market it. It's not.
In
you just-
fact, Happy Socks is selling it for $40, $40 to $41 on Amazon US.
So that's another brand, is it?
Yeah, they also do colorful socks,
Okay.
like with nice designs on them.
Yeah.
The two leading companies in the US, one is Stance. The pricing is much higher for Stance. They're about $7 to $8 and even up to $30 a pair for the newer models. But that's an expensive one. That's an American company they manufacture in China and Thailand. And then there is Happy Socks, which is another brand. These are the two leading sellers in the US, I think.
Right. Okay, I think last couple of questions and we'll wrap up.
Yes,
you
we can do stockings and knee-high socks. Yes.
Yeah. So Mohan, what you should do is download their catalog from this webpage. Go to indiasourcing.net/SoxyToes. Click on the download catalog button there, and you'll be able to download their entire catalog and company profile and see all the different types of products that are available. Amanda says, thank you, got to go. Loves these socks. Thank you, great presentation. Enjoyed the presentation. Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, let's just take one last question and then we'll let you guys go. Where's your biggest market? Who's buying the most socks?
Currently in India, outside of India, it's Europe, UK, Sweden, two countries that we've got a couple of buyers. US, we currently have some small buyers. Australia is where we've just started with a new buyer again. But outside of India, the biggest markets are US and Sweden at the moment.
Okay, US and Sweden. That's good to know.
UK and Sweden, sorry, not US. UK and Sweden.
UK and Sweden. Okay.
UK, United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Cool. Mark, Kevin, anything else before we sign off?
Yeah,
I
just
hope
like
we've been able to knock your socks off.
I was waiting for somebody to say something along those lines.
Yeah. No, that was great for the presentation. I'm sure a lot of people got great value out of the information regarding socks. I didn't think there was that much information regarding socks. Fantastic. Thank you, Aayush, for that.
Even one thing which we forgot to mention, we didn't introduce Astha. She's the person who looks after our export B2B business, and she's the one who helps us to ensure that all our customers remain delighted with our service beyond the socks.
Excellent.
So,
yeah, and I like the fact that you've got so many different, socks that help with diabetics. Compression socks. I used to call when you say no-show socks, I sort of wear them in the summertime for golf, and I never knew till today you call them no-show because obviously they don't show.
I have a lot more respect for socks now.
Certainly learned something.
Yeah.
But there's socks for every occasion, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mark,
Fantastic.
anything else from you before we sign off?
I just think black socks now become so boring. Who would wear them? All these colours. I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, I can't, see Grandpa maybe in the coloured socks, but I think, I don't know. Anyone even, 60. I think they're now just become so trendy. They're beautiful. Great.
Thank you for hosting us. We really had a good time on your show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great presentation and for waking up so early for us. Thank you so much. So, guys, definitely check out their webpage, indiasourcing.net/SoxyToes. SoxyToes. Did I almost say something else?
So you got to say sexy toes.
I
You got
know.
to say sexy toes.
It's
You
so
would have
close,
sexy
right?
toes if you wore soxy toes.
Excellent.
And you can definitely send a message to them directly from the webpage, fill in the form with your details, and they will get in touch with you. So thank you so much for joining us today on this VIS episode. If you want us to feature any specific products, let us know. We'll go find suppliers for you and bring them to VIS. And we will see you next week, hopefully, with another VIS episode. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
everyone, for joining
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.